Hey guys, here's a little tutorial on how to screen record your lecture on an iPad. So if you have a newer iPad with a fairly recent operating system, you can do this without buying anything new. And here's a few things you might need to get started. An iPad, obviously. A stylus really helps, especially if you want to write and do examples. An operating system on your iPad greater than about 13.3. And as a bonus, you might want to have a microphone because you can see that the one that comes with the iPad isn't very good. Look, I'm going to unplug the microphone and then I'm going to talk to you some more. You can see that this microphone doesn't sound nearly as nice as the one I was using before. The one I was using before, that back in, that's a pop voice you can get on Amazon for about $9 or $10. It just plugs directly into the headphone jack. If you have a newer iPad, things might be a little bit trickier because you need one that will either be Bluetooth or connect to USB-C. It's not as straightforward, but it's almost always worth investing if you can get it for under $100. The bonus would be video editing software. That way if you make a mistake, you don't have to start over from scratch. You can cut things out, splice things together, edit on top of things, but you don't need it, okay? So if you have at least these first three things, the best way to get started is you go to the control panel. Now in different iPads, depending on the operating system, that's going to show up differently. But see over here, there's this blinking red light over to the right on the control panel. That means it's recording. If you press on that thing, you can see it opens up camera roll. That's where you want to save it. You want to make sure the microphone's on, otherwise you could just be talking to yourself for a long time and no one's going to know. You can see it also connects to other things, but we only want it to screen record to our actual computer. So when this is done, it's going to save right to your photos, and it'll tell you it's saving to your photos. And I'll show you how to find it. Okay, the other thing you might need is either a note-taking app like Notability or OneNote, and then any kind of presenting app like Keynote or PowerPoint. I'm going to show you in Keynote, but I know that PowerPoint has all of these features, okay? So let's say you have lecture slides and you want to do them in Keynote, all right? So here's my lecture slides in Keynote. I'm going to hit play, okay? And I can talk while I go through these slides, and if I press my finger onto the screen and just hold it, you'll see this selection of things comes up, so I can point to different things. It'll still let me change slides, and as things get propagated through, I can write on stuff and say, oh, this is important. Okay? And I can get rid of stuff. I can go to the next slide, and I can say, well, I want to draw a spiral and a happy face, okay? So you can write on the slides, you can point things out, you can use a laser pointer. There's all kinds of stuff you can do within the slides. So if you don't have slides, then you want to go to, oops, let's exit. You want to go to a note-taking app like Notability. A note-taking app like Notability will allow you to write directly on the screen, and you can say, this is how we're doing class now. Okay? If you want to teach something like Gauss's law, you can write equations. And you can highlight things. You can change the kind of highlighting. Okay? So it's all pretty straightforward. Then when you're done, you just hit this red bar at the top, and that takes you, it'll stop and it'll take you to the photos, okay? When you look in photos, you're going to see all of these things are going to show up as videos, and you can just click on one, open it, blinking red button, and play it, is the thing that tells you that this thing has started. So, now we're done.